Hi everybody, I'm Gigi. 11 weeks ago, I started a YouTube channel at 67. Today I wanted to discuss how that has gone, reaction from family and friends, and has it been worth starting a channel at this age? What have been the pros and cons? So let's dive into it and let's discuss those. Family reactions. I didn't tell friends to start with. What I wanted to do is first run it past my guys and see what their thoughts were. Their reaction was pretty much what I thought it was going to be, except for a few minor little things. So when I first ran it past John, my husband, his initial reaction was, "Oh, that's great, Gigi. I think, you'd be good at it. You'd love it. You could be a bit creative and you can take your time doing it," and all that sort of thing. So that was a good reaction. My eldest daughter was, "Oh, Mum, that's awesome. What sort of things are you going to do? And what sort of things are you going to talk about?" and things like that. My youngest daughter's reaction was very different from everyone else's. And I'll go into that in a couple of minutes, why that was different. But her initial reaction when I said that I was going to do a YouTube channel was, why? Why would you want to do a YouTube channel at your age? Most women your age are retiring and not doing much and stuff like that. And why would you want to do that? And the reason being that was not that she didn't want me to do it or anything like that. The reason being is my daughter's a data scientist and I am always asking her things about, "Oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do I look for this on the computer?" And I think her initial reaction was that she was going to be log burdened with helping me film, helping me edit and things like that. And I can certainly understand that because I know that we do ask our kids for a lot of help on the computer at this age. We're not media natives. We haven't been brought up with it. And it's only probably been the last 20 years that we've all started to get used to things like that. So that was, her initial reaction was a little bit what I expected. And now, of course, it's completely different. But so as far as family goes, it was very, very positive. And like even my youngest now is very excited about how I've progressed all by myself on the computer without having to ask her for really any help at all. So that's been very, very good. Now, friends, that's been very interesting. So as I said, I ran it past my family first, then I recorded my first video, which was empty nesting. And then I told some of my friends. Now, so I didn't really get too much of a reaction from my friends. I didn't get any negative reaction, but I also didn't get any positive reaction. It was it was a lot of silence. I think they were thinking, "Oh, what could I bring to the table at this age?" And I mean, that's just not me general. I think that's the older demographic in general bringing to YouTube, thinking that it's maybe more of a younger platform. But maybe that was it. What sort of content could I create, or would I create? Did I know enough about editing and all that sort of stuff to be able to do it? So no one asked me a lot of questions on how or why or what or anything like that. I think my family had more questions than my friends did. And my friends did stay a little bit silent through the process. And I did expect that. So I wasn't surprised. Well, I wasn't really sure what I was going to encounter, but what I got was probably what I expected. And that was very interesting. And I'm fine with that because it is kind of moving into a field that the majority of women and my friends my age would never probably consider doing. Well, I'm the only one in our whole group that has even thought about or even decided to do something like that, which is a shame because I've got some really interesting friends who have a lot of things that they could do. So that was my friend's experience. So how did I start? Without any help at all. So set my account up on YouTube, started to get myself a little bit organised. But what I did is I watched a ton of YouTube videos, how-tos, how to set up your background, how to set up your camera, which programs to use, and everybody had completely different ideas on what programs to use. For me, I didn't want to start and learn something and then change to another program, then another one. My mind doesn't work like that. I don't want to be burdened down with a lot of programs. I just give me one program that you think's going to work and just leave it with me. So what I did is I used a program called CapCut. I find that to be really good for me. So I joined up for CapCut. I then I looked at their tutorial. I then started to look at a heap of tutorials on YouTube on CapCut, beginner stuff. And then from there, as I was watching it, I would write things down. Then I'd go to my computer and I would start. So I made a really short little video to start with. Then I learnt how to upload it and name the files and all that sort of stuff. Get it over into CapCut and then start to edit it to see what it looked like. That process has taken a long, long time, and I am still learning that every day. It's my first video, I think, took me nearly a week to record it and finally edit it before I put it up. But now I can probably record a video and edit and have it up within the same day. That's not to say I use a lot of stuff in CapCut. I probably only use 4 or 5 of their items in CapCut, like how to do transitions. And a transition is where you go from like me talking now to my next subject, and we might just blur it out for a second, then we go on to the next one. So I learned how to do those. I learned how to put some music to it. I learned how to import some photos from iStock or whatever I wanted to use, which I've only just started learning how to do. So the biggest learning curve for me was the editing, because that does take the longest amount of time to get that right. So a heap of YouTube videos and a lot of practice. As far as my camera went, I did record, I think, 3 or 4 of my first videos. I've only done, I think, 8. They were done with my phone, which I found really, really good. My husband bought me an Osmo 3 as a gift to get me going, which is what I'm using now. And I find that really, really good. But I was really just as happy with my phone as well. So that has been good. That's been really easy for me. I watched a lot of tutorials on how to use that as well. So it's been a lot of learning. So have I really enjoyed it? I have. I really, really loved that side of it. And I am learning every day. So if you've got the time, it's certainly well worth it. People say you have to have a niche, and maybe you do have a niche. I think for me, I have a lot of things that I'm really interested in. But my passion and my main interest is women in later life who want to feel relevant. And I think that comes from, I'm a real estate agent. I have sold many homes and been to many homes where, we deal with downsizing, upsizing, divorce, death. It's majority of it is not always happy stuff. And not a lot, but some of those women that I have dealt with who have been divorced or going through divorce or who have just lost their partners, it's a very, very sad sale to do, and it's a sale that I'm happy that I've got, because I do have the empathy and I do understand. I have lived, so I can feel for them, and I can guide them with the best of my ability to come out the other end as stress-free as possible. But in those transactions, I have found that a lot of women around your age, if you are obviously going to be an older demographic watching my video, and myself, start to probably feel a little bit beaten down in life, and people's comments sometimes do make us feel a little bit older and not so relevant, I guess. And some of these women who have, are going through divorce or their partner's died, they're just shattered. And it's not my place to hug them and say, you'll be fine, because everyone has to do and go through their own journey. But I felt that I wanted to say to them, you can come out the other end and be happy. I have known a ton of women that have really just hit rock bottom at this period of their life, and they are now vibrant and happy and joyful. And I think that's what I wanted to bring to my channel, and I think that's probably what I would say is my niche. I'm not saying that that's the only thing I've got interest in. I've got interest in a ton of things, but that's something I am really passionate about. I just love to make people feel a little bit more uplifted, and maybe there's just a few tips along the way that might help. So I guess that was my niche. I think from what I can see, you could go through a whole heap of videos and then see which one works better for you, whether it's a cooking one or a get ready with me or what I'm sort of doing, this sort of thing, and then see what people like more, and then go along those lines. So just pick the niche that you feel happy with. I guess that's probably that more speaks to you, is that sort of thing. So as far as niches go, my niche is just connecting with women my own age and uplifting each other. I've had quite a few friends say when they knew that I was doing my channel, don't you feel embarrassed or self-conscious being in front of a camera? And absolutely yes. Certainly did to start with. Now not so much, but I'm slowly getting used to it. But I think the thing that I've realised is nobody really cares. My kids really don't even they've watched a few. They're just more interested in when I tell them, what I'm doing and things like that. But it's not as though they quickly get on their phones and watch my content. Not very many people I know even watch my stuff. So I think if we're thinking that everybody's going to be critical of you and have something to say. I mean, they did in the start. I did have a few friends that had some suggestions, and I was fine with that. I took them all on board. They were certainly relevant suggestions, and I'm open to learning anything that anyone's got to say. So I did find that was a bit of a learning curve for me, because I did kind of feel a bit self-conscious to start with. And I think that comes from feeling that maybe the social media is more for a younger demographic than an older demographic. And really, do I have the right to be doing something like this on a younger demographic channel? And the answer is, well, it's actually not. There is a lot of older people now doing YouTube videos, and I think if you want to do it, there's no reason why you shouldn't. You should just get on there and you should just go for it and start it. So as I said, I was a little bit self-conscious to start with, but I am getting very much used to it. And I mean, I am who I am. I mean, I can't reverse the clock, and I don't want to reverse the clock 30, 40 years. I'm happy the way I am. I'm happy the way I look with the wrinkles and the whole bit. It's how I am, and I am very grateful to have got to this age because a lot of my friends haven't. So, yeah, I'm fine with it all. I really am. And it doesn't matter if no one, even in the family, doesn't look. So I'm not self-conscious about them critiquing me. And even if they did look, I don't think they would critique me anyway. So that's something to consider. Coming up with content. I have found that to be really easy. There has been a few YouTube videos that I've looked at where some creators have said that they found coming up with ideas and things have been really difficult. I have found it really, really easy, but I'm not sure if that's just because that's my niche. That's what I like. I love talking about women feeling happy and relevant and standing up for themselves and being seen and heard if they want to, and feeling happy. I think more than anything is feeling happy. So I have found coming up with content very, very easy for my genre. So I think it's a matter of getting on YouTube, having a look at other things in your niche, coming up with ideas. You don't copy it, but I mean, you can get some ideas from it. But also, you're out and about and you might see something or hear something and just make a note of it in your phone. So that's an idea that you might come up with for one of your future videos. So coming up with content I find is really, really quite easy. So how do I feel about starting YouTube at 67? I actually feel and have felt wonderful, just totally wonderful. I am so proud of myself. As I said, I've learned a lot about myself. I have learnt that I don't learn easy at this age. It has taken a lot of things to look at, go back, come back, go back, get back over and have another look, listen to it again, write it down. Even then, I will have forgotten it. So that's been difficult, but I am starting to get the hang of learning again, which has been really good. So learning has been great. The programs have been great. Content I found to be easy. Family is certainly just so proud of me. And I don't have a lot of subscribers or views, but I've only been going 11 weeks. And I'm more than happy to do a video every week for the next 2 or 3 years. I don't mind. It's just the process for me that I've really enjoyed. I would love some, more subscribers and more likes and things like that. I mean, that's only natural because then I know that what content I'm doing or what content people would like, I can make. I don't want to be doing things that people have no interest in. So there's a lot of learning along the way. But I think what I could say to you is it's been great. You can be any age you want and you can just have a go. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, just do it. And I also like the fact that more than my family are happy and proud is the fact that I am really happy and proud of myself. And to me, that's probably the biggest game changer of the whole thing. So love if you would subscribe and like and comment, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.